ございます。こんにちは、こんばんは。白鹿です。Hello everyone, good afternoon, it's Yuri here. Hi. よいしょ。ちょっとね、久しぶりでとあることを今回の授業から始まるんですけど、それのセットアップが久しぶりでやり方が分からず本当にテンパっておりました。ギリギリまでこれどうやるんだっけと思ってSo from this, we're not gonna start the lesson yet. We're gonna chat a little bit, but from this lesson, I'm gonna be doing something not new, but I haven't done for this new Shin Japanese class series yet, and I totally forgot how to set it up. So I was like really panicking and like pulling out different kind of chords and figuring out like, well, do I block this, no this, or this and this? And I did figure it out. But yeah, I was like doing it and really panicking because I completely had forgotten how to do it. But I did figure it out. I'm such a genius, aren't I? 白鹿天才ですから、敵をパッと倒す代わりにコードたちをなんとか見つけて必要なものをセットアップすることができました。めっちゃね焦った。忘れてるって気づいて忘れてるって気づいちゃったよね。全然長らくやってなかったから天才より美人先生、ありがとう。美人って言ってもらっちゃった。ポッHello everyone. So today it's the Japanese class, Shin Japanese class 03. So it's me teaching you guys Japanese series part 3. Yay! And after the stream finishes, the class finishes, I will upload this week's homework plus I will start uploading answers for the previous week's one. The first one, it was just like writing, so there's no answers for it. But last week's one, there was questions, so I will upload the answers for that. And yeah, and this week's one as well, there is gonna be homework and the answers will be uploaded next week. Did we get a reward if we ace the test? I haven't done, like, I kind of want to do a test, but I haven't figured out a way to do it. I'm still like thinking of it, but yeah, there might be, I don't know. I can't give it out individually, of course, so it's gonna be like, if we get this many people who gets 90% or over for the test, I'm gonna give you guys this. If I can, I'd love to give you like stickers, like hand-drawn stickers, but it's not realistic, so maybe it's gonna be like something. But first of all, I have to figure out a way to do a test, so yeah, not sure. I'm so bad at remembering hiragana katakana. There is a practice sheet. So if you join Face Connect official community Discord, and if you go under your nerd herds, there's a thread called Japanese class, Shin Japanese class homework, or what, I forgot the name of the thread, but you can find a thread there. And over there, I'm uploading homeworks each week after the class ends, and the homeworks includes the writing practice sheets. So there is an example that I wrote, and there's 4 or 5 that you can trace underneath that, following it, and then there's some extra space that you can keep practicing your writing. So after a trace, you write it by yourself, completely by yourself, in like the extra space right next to it. And if you keep doing that, you will eventually memorize it. So if you're not really good at remembering hiragana katakana, I think that will come in handy and useful, because all about it is just writing it over and over and over. It's really, that's how even the Japanese people remembers their hiragana, katakana, and kanji. We just keep writing. So for the people who've already saw the homework or done the homework, so yeah, so there was like a bold hiragana on the top right. That's the example. And following it, there's like a lighter gray one. That's the one that you can trace it. And then like right next to it on the left side, since like Japanese, those like writing homeworks, it's usually vertical, right? the way you write it. That's how the Japanese write it classically. So there should be like an extra space on the left. That's the space to practice on your own. And we do that from like first grade up to grade 12. We do that. And I went to academy school, the secret Asian academy school, in the middle of like whatever. I actually forgot when it was that. Was that or that? I'm thinking, but like until that, I went to a Dear Human school. So I used to live in the Dear Human area, Dear Human village, and that school, since the common language Japanese, of course we did those homeworks, and I actually liked doing it. It's kind of like a torture as well. It's kind of like a torture as well because you basically keep writing the same thing like over and over and over and over. But we usually need to do that to remember it because there's like a kanji test that we had to take per week. My teacher used to like giving us like per week, and sometimes give us a pop test at the beginning of the day sometimes, and we had to do it. So to memorize it, we just like keep writing the exact same character until we memorize it. But I sometimes felt like a torture, but most of the times I enjoyed doing it, and that is pretty much the key and the only way to memorize kanji, unless you're really good at memorizing things. Konnichiwa! Was learning English harder than Japanese? I'll say yes, because I was able to catch English because I grew up in like an English community from like 3 to 8-ish, but no, like was it 3 to 7? Like around that. So I knew how to speak and the basic things, but after that I went to the Dear Human school, which is completely Japanese, right? So I didn't have a chance to actually use English, and I forgot English. I actually kind of completely forgot at one point. So after I went to transfer to the secret Asian school, I had to start from like recalling the memories that were like sleep and deep down in my brain. But when I went to the Dear Human school, I didn't even know how to write my name in Japanese. That was like the start for me. So I couldn't even go to elementary first. They told me to at least memorize hiragana and katakana at home before I can go. So I did that, and I memorized it in less than 3 months actually, 1 to 2 months. So I was able to start school, and no, I didn't know how to read kanji. So my classmates wrote hiragana, the way to read kanji, on the textbook, every single page of it for me, and the teacher also helped out. So yeah, I was able to catch it from that. But if you ask me, English is way harder for me, personally. Japanese, if you can do kanji, hiragana, katakana, if you can read, it's really easy for the rest of it. Like writing is another thing, but nowadays you don't really have to like over worry about writing if you're especially working now, because you don't really write anymore. I think even in English it's the same. We don't really write things out, right? It's typing. And there's autocorrect, so you don't really need to over worry about it if you know which kanji to use and what's the correct one. I got hand pain with so many kanji practicing. Same! And I have a squatty hand. So what happens is that since Japanese we write vertical, it's right to left. So, and I'm right-handed. So like my hand, after I finish like practicing a kanji for a page, I check my hand, right? It's like really, you can see like the black pencil on your hand, and you're like, oh my gosh, and you see the paper and you see it's all wrinkled up too. That was like what happens every single summer, but I enjoyed it. That's not good. Writing is important, but what I want to say is that nowadays we type out. So if you're gonna be stressed out by writing kanji and like if that stresses you out and you feel like you don't want to do Japanese anymore, then don't worry about it because there's also a way to type it out now. That's what I wanted to say, if it makes sense. I'm not saying you don't need to remember writing. Of course you need to remember writing. But if that's gonna make you stressed out and make you want to quit, then don't get too pressured by it. But personally, I really like writing kanji. And like just writing in general. But I like writing it on paper. For the homeworks, I write it with my iPad, so it's really hard for me to like write it neat. I'm a left-hander, so it's much more. If you're a left-hander, Japanese is for you. the kanji practicing, the hiragana practicing is for you, because it's top to bottom, left to right. Don't you have to stamp for a signature so you don't even write your name as much? No! That's only for like important documents and papers, or like when you're working, if you're working at the office, some people might come and see you, say like, oh, could you check this please? And you check it and you might need to stamp your name. But if it's just like if it's a contract, you write your name and stamp, so you do both. And like if you're lining up for a restaurant, for queuing, of course you have to write your name down. We don't really like carry around the stamp, which is called inkan. We don't carry it around. Traditional writing is top to bottom. It's a left to right for Japanese. I'm not sure about the other languages. Modern language is left to right. Wait, it's right to left. Was it right to left? Well, but like the hamaki's hamanata. Yeah. そうなの? The vertical writing, wasn't the vertical writing, hasn't it been right to left for the vertical? Or am I wrong? Was I wrong the whole time? I thought it was for vertical, wasn't it? Yeah, for vertical it's right to left. Yeah. If it's horizontal, yes, nowadays we write left to right, but it used to be the opposite ones. But don't worry, yeah, it's left to right for vertical, for horizontal. Vertical is right to left. Yeah, top to down, right to left. Yes. ということで、Are you guys ready? Then we're gonna start from the grading. The Japanese style grading. みんな準備できましたかね？ということで、めっちゃお腹は鳴るんですが、気にしないでください。You're gonna hear my stomach sound as well, like as usual. As usual, for most of the stream, yes, I am hungry, but don't worry about it. That's just how I am. Okay, so 始めていきましょう。起立。気をつけ。お願いします。着席。ということで、新 Japanese Class 03. Today we're gonna be covering small to ya yu yo. I wrote etc. I didn't put it on the slide, but I will be covering it just by like verbally. I didn't write it out because it's a little bit too much for the other small characters that you might see. But the main ones are these four. So if you memorize these four, it's quite okay. And we're going to be doing big numbers and numbers in kanji. So yes, we're starting kanji now. Yay! Exciting, right? So fun. ということで、So first of all, small to ya yu yo. 最初はですね、小さいつやゆよです。あ行の小さいのと、そしてわ、小さいわはちょっと口頭で説明しようかなと思います。いろいろと ややこしそうだなと思ったのでSo small 2, this is just like explaining what a small 2 is. You don't really have to worry about it or know about it. I'm gonna hide you guys a little bit. And I'm gonna get smaller. ちょっと一瞬みんな隠すね。This is really wordy. Okay. A small 2 sound is called sokun, which is a stuffed sound or jumping sound. It's fairly a new sound in Japanese language history. Back then, it was all written as regular size tsu. But because it was hard to differentiate the sound in writing format, the concept to write too smaller was introduced. So, jumping sound and stuffed sound, you might be able to hear it. Some people it might be a little bit hard, but there will be examples later on the slide, so I'm gonna be covering it a little bit later. But I always get a question like, what's the history of it? So I covered it just in case. That's the history. So it's fairly a new concept to write too small, but even back then there were stuffed sounds, so we just like try to differentiate when we write it out. So small 2, the fastest way to get used to small 2 is to practice. So this one, 学校, which means school. 学校, 学校. You might hear like this part a little bit jumped or stuffed. 学校, 学校, 学校. And that's when we write the small 2. 学校. So why does this happen? It's because after pronouncing ga, after we pronounce the ga sound, I should be small the whole time for this lesson. There's lots of writings. We move our tongue and mouth or lips to pronounce the next sound. Ga, ko, ga, ko, ga, ko. And in between the small 2 sound, happens. If it's an individual sound, not continuing like ga, ko, it's gonna be ga, ko, ga, ko, ga, ko, ga, ko. But it's different, right? Ga, ko, ga, ko, ga, ko. If it's individual sounds with a comma, it's gonna be ga, ko, ga, ko, ga, ko. But since we want to say it together, it will sound gakko. And then there's like the gakko, gakko. You get that? That's the small 2. So when typing, you need to repeat the K twice. You can do it that way, or I don't type it that way. So it's up to you how you type it. To type small 2, there are few ways to type it out in Romaji. So you can do like G-A-K-K-O or G-A, was it? I did a little weird way, so you can do G-A-X-T-U-K-O-U. For the small 2, you can do X-T-U or you can do L-T-U. I like to do L-T-U. So, but pronunciation-wise, G-A-K-K-O sounds more closer. Gakko. But I don't type it out like that, actually. I type it out like G-A-L-T-U-K-O-U, so like G-A-K-K-O, gakko. Yes, gakko. Gakko-u. You actually need a u at the end. Gakko-u. Gakko. What's the difference between the small 2 and the sideline is long sound. Chowon, we call it chowon, it's a long sound. Tsu, the small 2 is stuffed, jumping, right? It's short, but there's a sound. The sideline is a longer one. So if it's a sideline instead of the small 2 here, if it's a line here, it will be gakko, gakko. Do you hear it? Gakko. That's what the long line does. But it's not a long line, it's small 2, so it's just like a jumping stuff sound. Gakko, gakko, gakko. So that's the magic of the small 2. GAKKOU うちだは多分それが一般的っすよ。白しかちっちゃいつは全部ちっちゃいつちっちゃいやとかちっちゃいのは全部 L って言ってるの。GALTUKOU っていう打ち方してて、その多分めちゃくちゃキモい打ち方してると思う。すべてをそうやってやってますね。LYA もそうだし LYU とかちっちゃいやとかも全部 L でやってますね。ちょっとねこれは自分でもね思う、まあ少数派だろうなとは思ってる。昔は X って言ってたんだけど X って届きづらいじゃないですか。だから L にして L でやってる。はい、ということでございます。Smart's examination of the following consonant, aka double consonant. Yes, but I tried to explain like a more Japanese way, English way to explain it. I think it'll be like that. Since I don't know the English explanation, I'm like translating these things from the Japanese definition. And the Japanese definition, it's called tsumeon, stuffed sound. And some people say haneon, jumping sound. So that's the reason why I wrote stuffed sound, jumping sound. Which is also the definition of soku. Gakkou ですね。Gakkou. Oh, the LTU becomes smatsu. Very interesting, right? That's the way I type it. But that is a little kimoi way to type it. So I think that like most of the people will type it GAKKOU. Like the whole consonant thing. I don't type it like that. No. Says university. Oh, so that's a linguistic one. Well, sorry, I don't know linguistics. I only know what we were taught or I googled in Japanese, and in Japanese it was explained soft sound, jumping sound. But I feel like this thing wouldn't really make sense to you guys. So thank you for following the linguist. But yeah, if you're more curious about linguistic things, I'm pardoned for my poor knowledge, but I won't be able to cover it. So even from now on, it will be more based on the Japanese explanation. I'm just going to be basically translating what Japanese are taught, or if you Google in Japanese, the result you'll get, and not too deep into linguistics. If that's okay. Yeah, in the Japanese input keyboard, you can type XTU, XTSU for the small 2, or LTU, LTSU for the small 2. Both of it will be the small 2. Do gakkou and gakkou mean the same or different? There's no word as gakkou, so it will be a complete different thing. Using the Japanese QWERTY keyboard, I never had a Japanese one, so I'm not sure. But I know a Japanese flick is also a way to remember things, but that's more of like remembering hiragana. And I always use Romaji, so I can't really help for that. I can't flick. The flicker keyboard one, I can't do that. Yeah, for the katakana one, if you press space, you'll get like the option for that and all the others. But I feel like the most common way to type out small 2 if you want to type out small 2 individually is XTSU. But if you want to be weird like me, you can do LTU. And both works perfectly fine. Is X used as a sort of escape character in Japanese keyboards? Escape character or symbols reversed for special functions? I don't know! I never really questioned it in my life. Using LTU is much more... Right? It's much more easier to type because X is like hard to type. L is just like... Your fingers are even covering L. It's so easier to type, but they don't! Even in computer classes in elementary school, you're taught to use X instead of L. They don't really teach you. My teacher didn't teach me that. I figured it out on my own. But I'm pretty sure it's, of course, okay. Just that on textbook, you're not taught LTU. You're taught X. I remember that. I remember suffering from that. The test, I was like, I needed to type out X on the test. And like, I was so used to typing out by L. So I actually lost... I actually lost grades from it. Like, I actually lost a few points of it, so I couldn't ace the test, even though like it was typing test. It was super easy. It was super duper easy in elementary school, but I couldn't ace the test because of that. It's so dumb. How do you type Japanese on PC? I have an English keyboard, and I just have the Japanese Microsoft settings on whenever I want to type it. So I type out everything in Romaji. Even on my phone, I use Romaji. I can't use the Japanese Flickr one because I have to think the hiragana out if I want to know where my hiragana is, and that's just time consuming. So. 個人好みでしょ。そうですね。But it's really up to you. Like LTU, XTU, using Japanese keyboards, English keyboards, whatever you prefer, more comfortable. I use LTU too. 仲間。そうでも覚えてるんだ。小学校のやつではダメって言われてパソコン授業でなんか X で言ってくださいって言われてなんか普通に点引かれた記憶がある。全然悲しかったけどその時。そうだからまあ X が多分教科書なんだろうなと思う。はい、ということで、その2ですね。For practice! ということで、あっち So, the one that I put in the brackets, it's like, it's what Wikipedia told me. Like, I'm pretty sure, I'm not pretty sure. I'm guessing this is more close of the pronunciation-wise. Like, you know how, like, Western, imagine the West Coast American, how they say butt. Do you hear the t sound, actually? You don't, right? It's butt. Like that. Ah-chi. Ah-chi. I think that's the reason why Wikipedia had a T after the A and between like the C, A-C. Like butt, gut, what else? Bat. I feel, so if you're British, you'll say butt, right? There's gonna be a T there. But if you're Californian, you won't actually pronounce the T. It's gonna be like butt. But I gotta go there. Butt. So, it's like that. Achi, 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 achi. Over there. So, for the small t, be Californian. If you be Californian, it's gonna be easier to pronounce the small t. So, the first one is achi, achi. Over there. And kitto, 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 surely. Kekko, 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 kekko. Pretty, fairly, quite. Kochi, 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 kochi. Over here. This is to more about like being able to hear the difference and being able to write the hiragana and romaji, romaji and hiragana. So if you were to write bocchi, that would involve a small t. B, so it's gonna be bo, small t, chi, bocchi. Hello, hi! Ticket is kippu, which uses small t, right? Exactly! It's ki, small t, and pu, so it's pu instead of this to, for the spelling for kippu, the ticket. Would it be pronounced bocchi? So yeah, it's gonna be a small t, so it'll be bocchi, bocchi. For bocchi, if you want to pronounce bocchi. Bocchi? But since there's a stuffed sound in the middle, it's going to be bocchi. 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 Kochi no ken to, oh, yo, 知ってるね、みんな。すごい。はい、喜んで、あなた方のためね。そうです。 So yes, フェイさん、こっちのケントのこっちもそうですね。こっちです。So it means over here, Kento for that. キットカット、そうだ、キットカットとかめちゃくちゃそうだね。Sounds like if it's PO, it'd be ポッチ。If it's BO, it's ぼっち。ポッチ、ぼっち。ポ、ボ、ポ、ボ、ポ、ボ、ポ、ボ、right? Yeah, 結構。I actually know a few people who like to say 結構です when like Japanese learners when like they're asked like, oh, would you like this? They say 結構です. That is okay, of course. Japanese wise, it's correct, but it will sound more gentle, softer, and more kind if you say 大丈夫です if you want to say like no thank you instead of 結構. 結構 sounds a little bit colder. Of course, Japanese-wise, it's correct. Just be careful when using. Big curtain code, yeah. So, 大丈夫です. Instead of saying 結構です, 大丈夫 will sound more softer. So, that's also the reason why Japanese tends to use 大丈夫です for everything. So yes, that's the small tsu. And next on, we're gonna be moving on to ya, yu, yo. Ya, yu, yo. The small ya line sounds are called yoon, which is a sound that's made when two hiragana, katakana are combined. So ki and small ya will be ka, 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 ka. So you can't create the ka sound with one character, and that is a difference with other characters. So sokuon, small tsu, actually just by that one character, it was one mola, so it makes one sound. But ka, you need two of it. Ki and small ya, ka. Only with ki, it's gonna be pronounced as ki. Only with the small ya, it'll be ya, but it doesn't really can't make a sound. You can't really make a sound with the small ya only. It has to be combined with something for the ka sound. I don't think I follow. So, for the small ya yu yo, of course you can write small ya yu yo individually, but it won't make a sound. You won't be able to pronounce that sound because there's no small ya sound that you can actually make. It has to be combined with something else. And for example, there's ki and small ya, it'll be ka. Ocha とかそうなの。お茶入れなかったな。めっちゃいい例なのに。And these are called yoon. And I didn't write it here. I didn't actually make a slide for it. You might see small lines like I, U, E, O, smaller of it, the small version of it. Those aren't exactly yoon apparently. I searched it and said like it's not actually defined to be yoon. But nowadays some people actually consider it as it, but it's not still defined to be yoon yet. And the small a, I, U, E, O, you will see it mainly in people's names or product names. So I didn't cover it on the slides. Or I personally feel like if you read manga, you will see it, but those are mostly used as onomatopoeias. So onomatopoeias is just like writing whatever you hear. So it's just like it's a stylistic choice. Yeah, for the small a, I, U, E, O, and that's the reason why I didn't include it here. It's onomatopoeia, people's names, or like if you heard it so you can write it out like that. But it's not actually yoon, so not included in the slides, but I wanted to cover it verbally because I know some of you guys might see like ka, even ka is also one of, no, not even ka is the ya. Many good example. なんかいいのあるかな？Ah とかそうか。We write it big ah and small ah following. Ah is actually kantanfu, something else, but ah itself doesn't have a meaning, so it's it's completely different. And I thought like explaining and going through kantanfu now will be too much for you, and it's gonna be too much for me as well, so I didn't cover it there. And for the other time you'll see small e a lot, especially as in people's names, especially foreigners' names when we want to write for example like German people's names or Russian people's names, and Japanese like Tchaikovsky, there's also small e in it, right? Key with a sideline or sometimes with a small e, depends. That's also a style of choice. But those are not really yoon, so it's not covered here. It's not even sokun, so it's not covered on the slides. But keep in mind that you might see it. This is just a side note. You might see small a, small e, small u, small e, small o. But it's just the same. You pronounce it, but not too strong. And another thing is small wa. That's like a really special one, and I didn't cover it here because you only see it for one single word. One single word to write it nowadays. Small wa was a thing back then. It was used widely across Japan, but not anymore. Those are small was dead for most of the areas. I'm saying this because there are few dialects that still uses it, and one of it is Okinawa dialect. And though there's like only one word that you actually write it out using the small wa, it's called shikuwasa. Shikuwasa, it's an Okinawan fruit. It's Okinawan local fruit, and it's called shikuwasa. That's the only single time that you will see small wa, and you will write, you will type it, you will read it. Small wa. So ありがとうございます、ペンタロウさん。So ペンタロウさん just typed it out. That's the small wa that you will only see, especially if you're not from Okinawa. If you're from Okinawa, there might be other words, but sorry, I'm not from Okinawa exactly, so I'm not sure about it. What type of fruit? It's one of a citrus. It's a type of citrus fruit. It's really good. I love that. I love shikuwasa juice. And shikuwasa now, it's widely known in Japan, so you might be able to encounter the shikuwasa juice even in other prefectures, and that's like the only time you'll see the small one. I guess a small one could be used when translating names. Sometimes we do, but not all the time. It's really shikuwasa. That's like the only time that you'll see it. シークワーサーぐらいでしかもね、ちっちゃい輪はもう使われてないです。もともとはなんか全国的に使われてたので、発音の中でちっちゃい輪ってあったらしいんだけど、どんどんなくなっていき、今って本当にもう本当にね、少しちょっとした地域使われてなくって、一応方言単位でしか使われてないっていう話で、そのうちの代表的な一つっていうか、多分書き言葉で書いてもちっちゃい輪を書くのが唯一シークワーサーってぐらいらしいです。沖縄の多分方言ではもっとあるのかもしれないけど、全国区的に使われる見ることがあるっていうのは本当シークワーサーだけらしいので、本当にちっちゃい輪は全く気にしなくていいっていうただね、一応口頭の説明ではやっておこうかなと思って。そう、なんか昔は使ってたらしいっすよ、他の地域も。全然わかんないけど、だって聞かなくないですか、ちっちゃい輪って。わかんない。博士課の地元は少なからずちっちゃい輪はないです。Oh, nice, a lime or citrus fruit. Yeah, it's really, it looks like lemon. Yeah, the shape of it and like the color of it will really be similar to lemon, but it's really good. It's really good. If you like citrus fruit, you'll love it. ね、シークワーサー大好きで作詞家シークワーサージュース。So yeah, going back to the small yayu-yo. This is the chart of it. So small yayu-yo doesn't attach to all of the hiragana, so it can't be combined with a, because a with small ya will be a, so it's not really a sound. So there are, so it can be attached to ki, shi, chi, gi, ji, ji, ni, and with it combining, it will be kakyukyo, gagyukyo, 샤 슈쇼 자주조 차주조 자주조 냐뉴뇨. Okay, there's also one more slide of this chart. The last three is 냐뉴뇨 냐뉴뇨. And for nya, you guys might know what's like nya nya. The sound that cat makes are like nya nya nya. It's the cat crying nya nya. In English we say meow 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 here, right? Meow meow. And Japanese is nya nya. Oh, this one, it's just a spelling. So since it's in the T, ta, yo, ta line, there's TYA, because it's ta line, right? But if you type it in Romaji, it's CHA. But this is just like the line of it, since it belongs to the top line. And this one too, I type it DYA, so I wrote it here. Hola, me llamo Yori. ¿Cómo estás? I saw a hecking cream in Spanish. Didn't know Jerry could meow. Yeah, deer can meow. Deer's good at meowing, actually. Yeah, deer's actually really good at meowing. I tricked my neighbor's cat when the neighbor's cat was young. Small and baby. So my neighbor's cat sometimes comes to my house to play around, to like arp around the, which we want it to stop because it just like stays here and the neighbor comes chases. But yeah, never mind. So yeah, so neighbor's cat was here when it was a baby, and I kept meowing to it. I actually thought there's a cat inside the house. So it jumped to my window and tried to open the window. Good thing it was closed at that time. I closed it right away. I saw it like coming towards the window, but it tried to come in and look for a cat that doesn't exist. There's a video of me meowing actually. I uploaded like years ago. So if you scroll in the video, you might be able to find it. Bro got catfish. Dude, so cute by the way, that cat. I haven't seen him in a while, but I know he's alive, happily, because I see them chase. I hear them chasing sometimes, like running around, and like the owner calling the cat's name. So probably it's escaping as usual, but it just doesn't come to our house anymore, which is good. And yeah, following there's hya hyu hyo, bya byu pyo, pya pyu pyo, nya myu myo, bya du du. There's hya hyu hyo, bya byu pyo, pya pyu pyo, nya myu myo, bya du du. And these are all the small ya yu yo sounds. So これがね、全部のやゆよたちです。ちっちゃいやゆよはこれ以上ですね、音としては。なんかあるかな。でもやっぱり擬音に使われることが多い気がするな。 Ryu, I remember it's a dragon's name. Yeah, Ryu, if you add a U to it. And Romaji will still be RYU, but it's actually Ryu. So just by this will be Ryu. You need a U. You need U after it, and Ryu means dragon, so yes. Next, let's practice. Kyo is today. Kyo means today. Kyo. And there's a small yo. Because to make the kyo sound, you need ki and small yo. Kyo. そして続いてね、逆 means opposite. 逆 Gya is gi and small ya. Gyaku opposite. And 100. You'll be hearing this and seeing this a lot in the following slides. 100 means 100. Hi and small ya, and then it'll make a sound. 100. 旅行 means travel trip. 旅行 the ryo sound is made when you combine the and the small yo. 旅行 今日逆100旅行 So now you guys know the small t and the small ya, you, yo. So you mastered the small characters. Yay! Yay! ということで、次がですね、big numbers になります。So we're gonna be doing big numbers. But before we do big numbers, I would like to recap of like how to count 0 to 10 and like up to 99. Because Japanese numbers is really easy. I said the same thing in the previous stream, but there's no such as like 11, 12, 13 that all of a sudden changes the pattern, right? It follows the pattern all the time for Japanese, so it's easier than English in my opinion. Hello, you're hi! ね、日本語の数字本当に英語より簡単だと思います。しかも読んだり書いたりするのもその英語の数字ってさ、みんなちょっとわかると思うんだけどさ、11から19までさ、急に形変えるじゃないですか、英語って急に形変えるじゃないですか。それがやっぱないのでね、日本語はずっと一緒のパターンをね守って、法則を守って読むことができるので。So from 0 to 10, it's 0 or day. This is another way to say 0. 0 day 0 day 1 2 3 4 よし。This one, I wrote 3 ways to read it because it's commonly used. For other ones, you need like a specific following unit or whatever to change the way to read it. But for yoon, it just like changes the way it reads. In like daily conversation, you will hear like all 3 of it. So actually, when I read 0 to 10 really fast, I will say shi instead of yoon. But it's all the same thing. 4, よし 5 6 7 7 We also did 7 from 7 o'clock, we say 7時 8 9 9 9 It's the same 9 o'clock, we say 9時 instead of 9時 9時 if you did the homework, you should already be familiar with this concept, right? And 10 is 10. So if I read this quickly, it's gonna be 01234567890. So I'll say し instead of 4 if I have to count it quickly, and I'll say 7 instead of 7. I use し to count it, but of course you can say 1234. It's okay. It's not wrong. Just that native Japanese will say し if they want to count it. But again, it's not like a must to read it as し. You can read it as 4. But if you want to read from like 1 to 10, you don't say yo. This is for like saying the time, 4지, 4 o'clock. But yoon is okay, of course. I prefer to say し because it's faster and shorter. 7, 7 is the same. You can also say 7, but 7 is also okay. But yay! This was what we did for the last class, right? When I count down, I say yoon. See? A countdown そうだね. Yeah, like if you count from 10 to 1 backwards, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then it's 7, 4. I think it's just like sounds natural. It's easier to pronounce or whatever. I prefer yoon to not confuse し and 7. Yeah, a lot of people does that as well, but it's really up to you. Whatever you're more comfortable with. If you're counting up from 1 to 10, you can say し, you can say yoon, you can say 7, you can say 7. If you're counting down, it's more common to hear 7 and yoon instead of し and 7. But I don't know the reason. It's just how we do it. Someone told me し and 7. 7 is not unlucky actually anymore. し is because it's the same pronunciation as death, し. So 4 it's known to be like an unlucky number. So sometimes if you go to the Japanese building, you might recognize that they don't have the 4th floor. If you go on the elevator, you won't see the 4th button because some of the buildings skips the 4th floor. Same as like the Americans skip 13. Of course, realistically, there's the 4th floor. We just skip it as the way we count it. But there are buildings like that. But I don't really mind. Some people does that. Nasa-san, konnichiwa. Cyclone-san, thank you for the super chat. Yuri, would you give your blessing? I want to learn Japanese in order to adapt to live in Japan as I become a Malaysian chef and to serve you my food. Ooh, I like Southeast Asian, so that sounds wonderful. Well, to give my blessing, of course, you had to come to class every classes and complete the homeworks. Just kidding. Thank you so much for the super chat. Good luck studying Japanese, and I hope the homeworks that I give out comes useful. Mr. Sono-san, thank you for the super chat. Is low-key bussin'. No cap, for real. You know what? The for real makes it sound like fake somehow. Repeating for real. I like you for real. Imagine getting proposed, like, I want to marry you. Would you marry me for real? So yeah, that was 0 to 10. And this is not big numbers, but 20 to 90, we did this last class as well, but it's 10 was 10, right? And the other number and 10, if you combine them, you can say 20 and all those. So 20, it's 2 plus 10, so it's 20. 30, it's 3 plus 10, so it's 30. 40, it's 4 plus 10, so it's 40. 50, it's 5 plus 10. So it's like 5 plus 10, so it's 50. 60, it's 6 plus 10, so it's 60. And it's the following the same. It's 70, 80, 90. Really easy. Really easy. It's not like 20 or 30. There's no third sound in Japanese. It's really easy. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So then, let's practice. From 91 to 99, it's, again, the same pattern. Remember 10 and 11? So, can I say yoju, shiju? Shiju you will hear, yoju you won't. Shiju, you will hear, like, some people, if you ask the age, they might say, like, shiju nisai. But more than that, shiju is like shiju kata. If you have, like, there's something called, like, 40 shoulder. That's shiju kata. So shiju you will hear it sometimes, but it's more yonju. Yonju is the way we count it. Kuju you won't hear it unless you go to Kuju Kurihama. There's a beach called Kuju Kurihama, and you write it 90 and you read it Kuju. But other than that, it's Kyuju. 70, you might hear some elderlies like to say shiju, but nowadays, modern, we say 70 instead of shiju. So, practice 91 to 99! Starting off with 91! How do you say 91 in Japanese? Yuri, just want to say what's up, what's up? Thank you for coming by and stopping by to say hello. So again, for 90s, we use a Q sound. 英語も教えてるんですか？昔やってました。91! Yes! It's 91! It's 91. 91. Oh, there's... Oh, wait. The J and U is flipped here. It's KYUJUUICHI. 91ですね。他でもそうなってたら直したいな。ちょっと確認してこよう。なってるな。Like, let me go fix this really quick. I don't want to be showing misinformation. Okay. I do this. Feel free to 雑談 while I'm fixing it. 直してる間雑談してる。急な投げやりでいきますが。Okay, I don't even know what slide I'm on right now. I found it. Yes, 91. So it's KYUJUU if you write it out. What slide is this? I'm like not sure what slide I'm on. I'm so lost in my slides because there's so many of them. そうスライドがたくさんあるとどこに自分がいるのかがわからなくなりますよね。喋れなくなってきたし、ついには滑舌が滑舌は昔から悪かったな。なんか一瞬いいんじゃないか滑舌と思ってた時期あるんですけど、なんか夢のそれはあまりにもたわごとすぎた気がする。そんなわけはなかった。Okay, fixed. So I have to open up this. How do I do that? Thinking. Me likey. Heart. Okay, we're back. Oh, Cyclone-san, thank you for the super chat. My big Aniki already went to Japan with his friend, and I'm downright envious of him because me and yabai friend wants to go. Why do you want to take your yabai friend? Does that yabai mean hentai? Or is it actually yabai? Your favorite pastry? I like Japanese pastries a lot, and of course French ones, Italian ones, American ones, I like it. Most of the pastries I do like it, but if I have to say my favorite, I'll say it actually might be namagashi, the Japanese traditional one. It's called namagashi. Direct translation, it means raw snack. But it's called namagashi. Really good. Really pretty too. We love our yabai friends. Gosh! Lintel-san, thank you for continuing! Okay, that was 91. The next one! The 92. What is 92 in Japanese? What is 92 in Japanese? 日本語で読みそうになるから怖いよね。わかる？わかるね。日本語で読んじゃいそうになるよね。日本語で読んだらネタバレすぎるのにっていう。92 Yes! You're right! It's 92 92はい、92でございます。Next one! 93 93 What's 93? 93大正解93でございます。I do have slides for the rest of it, but do you want to keep doing all of it, or should I just skip? Because it's the same. Well, this one's maybe a little bit special. So 94. I was about to say it. 94. How do you say that in Japanese? 94. I'm 95 years old. If you want to say that, how do you say that 94? It's 94. Yes, it's 94. 94ですか？94です。94. So for 94, you might hear someone say 94 if they're really old, but just most people say 94, and there's no 94, so it's 94. And 95, this is easy, so I'm gonna skip. It's a 95, right? Because the gold doesn't really have a special way to read it. 96, that's also the same, not really a special way to read it. And next, 97.どっちも使っちゃう？これでも多分わかりやすい方が一般的なのかなと思った。どうなんだろう。よく聞くのはそっちかなと思った。でもその後に続く単位によりきりな感じはするけど、単純に数字を読み上げるとき。ただ両方正解は正解です。So I did write 97, but both of it is correct. You can say 97 for this one actually. Especially depending on what follows after it. So of course, when you're just counting up, you can say 97. But if you're saying how old you are, I think 97 is more common. But of course, you can say 97, but 97 is more common if you want to count your age. If it's, for example, the price of it, you see 97 yen. Then you can say both of it. Both of it works perfectly. Counting up, both of it works perfectly. If you want to be safe, I'll say 97. 97 works for anything in this case. But 97 also works. 97は多分個人的なこれは個人的な感覚もあるんだけど、値段を言う時とかはめちゃめちゃ97円も言うし、197円とも言うし、197円とも言うし、両方言うなと思うし、上に数える時も97って言ったりはするけど、年齢言う時に97歳とあんまり言わないかなと思うので、97歳の方が多いかなっ っていう感覚とともに7の方が多分そしたら何にでも使えるなと思って7って書きました。So yeah, 7 is okay, but 7 is used for it's okay for everything. 7 depends sometimes, but we use both. Both is correct. But here I wrote 7 because it's easier. It's less confusing too. Because 7, some people tends to avoid saying 7 because 7, 8, and し the sounds are similar. They want to avoid it to not confuse the others. 後ろのとのつながりがいい方を無意識に選んでたりすると思うし、接客業だと聞くのが97円ですって言うと7か8かが聞き取りづらかったりするから97円ですって言ったりするっていうので、最近7って使う人が全体的に減ってるのかなとは思う。7月とかね、白紙会7月っていうの好きだけど7月っていう人も増えてきたしさ、それでもまあ気遣いって配慮っていう意味で7っていうのが最近増えてる気はしなくもないけど、どっちも正解だしそんな考えなくていいと思う。では97 and this is 98. Last one. It's both is actually okay, but more commonly you will hear 99の方がまあ一般的に聞きますので99にしました。99ですね。So now, yes, we did from 91 to 99, and it's basically the same for all of it. Like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 50s, 40s, 50s, 50s. I repeated 50. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s is all the same. But then, oh wait. I thought there was a slide. How do you say this? So after 99, how do you say it? 100. We say it 100. はい。99っていうのを超えて。So this is the start of the big numbers. 100. 100. Some of you guys might be familiar with this already because if you've been to Japan, you'll pretty sure you've used 100円玉 100 yen coin. So that's 100 100 100. Then after 100, I'm not gonna be doing 100, 100, 200, and up to 199. So yeah, big numbers, it's 101, 102, and all the way up to 199. So it's 100 plus what we just did. And this won't change. This is the pattern that will be followed all the time. No matter how the big number gets, it's the same. You keep adding up. It's 100 or what the next one we learn. Plus, like if it's 11, it's 11. So we just it's just adding it when you read it out. Really easy. Next, after 100, it's 1000, 1000 or 1000. For 1000, I prefer to say 1000, just 1000. But some people like say 1000. But I just say 1000. これはあれですか、白紙か1000は1000しかも言わないな。1100円ですとかっていうことの方が多いけど、1000っていう人たちはいたりするなとは思う。けど、まあ1000ですね。And 200. So I'm not doing 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Up to it because that's gonna be too much of it, but it's the same. Since it was 20. Do you remember 20? It was 2 plus 10. So it's the same. 2 plus 100, 200. And 300, but instead of 100 it changes to 100, but it's mostly the same when you write it out. So for this one, today's topic was big numbers, so we're going bigger. We're going bigger and bigger, bigger. But yeah, 300, it actually changes to B sound. 400, it goes back to 100. 500 is 100. 6, it changes to 600, and it becomes a small 2 there. It's a tricky one. So if you'd like to know, we can do it next week. So 1000か1000かはぶっちゃけどっちでもいいと思うし、白紙かは1000って言いますね。1000何円ですって言いたがる人もいるけど、白紙かは1000で言います。 800ってローマ字で書くとハッピーが入るから可愛いね。ハッピーなヤクザみたい。Well, today I want to talk about big numbers because I wanted to start practicing kanji. Going back to the big numbers. 1000, 1000. That's confusing. Okay, then we can cover as like a homework then. Next week's homework. そっか、100とかが分かりづらいか、なんで変わるのかがはくしかも理由を知らないが、それは課題にじゃあ含めとこっかな、来週の課題に。ボーナス課題にすれば。Okay, I'll make that like a bonus homework for next week then. More than a homework, I'm just gonna like write it out and make it a PDF and upload it to Discord then. Like extra sheet that you get. Not gonna be any practicing there though. It's just me explaining. But since I like to move on, I'll do that as like an extra thing to upload it on Discord later on. I won't actually be covering in classes because it's just like a pattern that you have to memorize. I don't actually know the reason why. It's more like memorizing for that. Yes. 1000. After 1000, it's 10,000. 1万. 10,000 is 1万. 1万. It's not 10,000. It's 1万. This is like what's really confusing in my opinion. Because English, it's like 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, right? But in Japanese, man is more like the base. So the confusion begins from here. Because in English, 000, 3 zeros is 1,000. Well, like, right? Since there's 10 after the 1,000, it's 10,000. But it's not in Japanese. This is another one called 1万. And after 100,000, 100,000 is 10万. Because this part was 1万, right? 0, 0, 0, 4 zeros was 1万. Then there's 10 in front of the 4 zeros, so now it's 10万. これがね、多分日本人も英語で数字を言うときにややこしいとこだし、英語の方々も日本語で数字を言うときにややこしいとこだなと思うんですけど、英語って1000が基準なんだけど、日本語って万が基準になるんだよね。1000を基準としてないのが多分ややこしいんだろうなと思う。So 100,000 is 10万. 1 million is 100万. これは100万でございます。1、10、100、1000万、10万、100万ですね。そう、日本は4桁で変わるんですよね。わかりづらいよね。パッと見もわかりづらいから、なくしく全然一個一個読み上げるよ。1、10、100、1000万って言ってくよ。So it's 100万. Since 4 zeros is one group. So this is man. And there's 100 in front of man, so it's 100万. And next, 10 million is 1000万. Because this is man, there's 1,000 in front of man, so it's 1000万. One, two, three, four. 4 zeros means man, right? And there's 1, 2, 3 zeros in front of it. So that was 10,000, right? So combining them, it's 1000万. ここすっごい多分ね、ややこしいんだろうなと思う、めちゃめちゃ。That's Kanji go ahead to digest. Yeah, if you're used to the English way, like 3 zeros being one group, it will take a while. It's 4 zeros, one group. 4 zeros, one group. Okay? Okay, then if you see 4 zeros, one group, you already know what's after that. It's 4 zeros, 4 zeros. Now we change how we read it. It's called Ichioku for 100 million. We don't say, because sen is the max. After that, it's gonna change the unit, so it's mon, right? We reached sen mon, so it's maxing out for both of it. So we changed it the way we read it out completely. It's ichioku. Ichi, 10, 100, 1000, 万, 10万, 100万, 1000万. 1億ですね。1億です。100 million is 1億 now. Yeah, every 4 zeros, yes, it changes its name. So 4 0, it was mon. 4 0, now you change the name, it's 1億. Ok. And we can go up to like whatever we want to, right? Because there's no ending of numbers. But of course, you won't use those. So the next will be the last. 次でね、一応今回の大きい数字はね、教えるの終わりでございます。なぜかというと、別に K とか外とかいけるけど、無料対数までいけるけど使わないじゃないですか、現実的に。担い歌とかってさらばさんのネタでしか聞いたことないし、さらば青春の光のネタでしか担い歌読んだやっただっけ？担い歌ね、飛んでね、4万円かなんかのお会計聞かないので、次で一応終わりでございます。世界経済でも基本的にね、次のとこまでしか聞かないのでね。So, the next one is, yes, trillion in English. We call it 1兆。1兆。1兆。So this is 1 trillion. So it's 4 zeros, 4 zeros, 4 zeros, and it's changed, so it's 1兆. We don't use it daily, but you might hear it in news programs when they're talking about like global economics and all those. You might hear it sometimes. So I added up to here. There are, of course, continuing with K, Gai, all those, but you don't use it. So trillion is the end of what I'm going to be teaching. 1兆、1兆、1兆。GDP とか本当世界経済規模でしか使われないので、個人の規模で1兆なんてないのでね1兆、そうだね、これはもうナショナルバジェット、そうなんですよ、国の話なんですよね、してるの1兆円欲しいとは思うけどね、あったら国だもんな。博士課もし1兆円保持してたら、博士課もうこれはほぼ国と一緒ぐらいの経済規模を持ててるってことですから1兆、そう、5000兆円欲しいっすね。5000兆円もほんとやばいよ、あったら。何でもできる。世の中のこと。叶わないことがない。1兆。無課税でちょうだい。5000兆円のさ、課税ってどうなるんだろう？どれぐらいになるんだろうね。Is the small sen and sen applied to all numbers? For example, is 5,000 spelled gosen or gosen? It's gosen, so you don't need the small sen. So 1, 6, 8 are the ones that will have the small sen, but not all the time. For 6, 6,000 will be 6, but 8 it will be 8,000. So that's like a special ones that doesn't follow the pattern. It's 1, 6, and 8, but mostly it's 1 and 8. 6 is sometimes, depending on the number, how it becomes. But 1, 8 is the one that you need a small t after it. So 1,000, 8,000. But for like 100, it's 100. 800. So it's a small t, right? It's small t for those. Thank you for the super chat, 1012-85077. Thank you. Says 1 trillion is 1兆. And now we know the big numbers. let's start kanji! Yay! I love kanji. Or in Ryu ga Gotoku. Ah, for Cho! Right. You might be able to have Cho in Ryu ga Gotoku. はい、ということで漢字の授業でございます。イエーイ。Hello. It's me. Writing. Real time. Hi. It's me writing in real time. I should add in. No, I need to erase this. 消さないといけなくなっちゃった。はい、ということでやっていきますか。漢字の授業でございます。So, 1. This is really simple. Up to 3, it's super easy. And that's the reason why I wanted to start from numbers for the kanji section. Because it's easier than most of the kanjis. I'm saying easier because it's not always easy. Because of 4. I know many people dislikes 4. おはようございます。So 1, the kanji 1. You might see it before is this. One straight line. 1. これが1でございます。One point, you don't have to write it like this of course, but this is better is that it's not completely straight. It actually was a little bit this way, right? A little bit, just a tiny bit. But yes. これが1です。1ね。Then what happens to 2? 2 is also super easy. これですね。はい。2. 2 lines. 2. The top one is shorter, the bottom one's longer, and 2 lines is 2. Do we lose points if we make it? No. You don't. Straight. You need the line to be straight though. Like if it's like this, it's not easy. It has to be straight, but it doesn't have to be like completely straight. You can go a little bit to the up. Especially in calligraphy, you write it like that. Like you don't have to really care about that. San is also easy. We're going here fast because it's the easier ones. San. This is san. See? 1, 2, 3. 1 was 1 line. 2 was 2 lines. Top one shorter, bottom one longer. 3, it's 3 lines. The bottom one has to be the longest. Yeah, if the line's straight, it wouldn't be even exactly. My 3rd grade teacher was super strict about it. So if your line was like, for example, if your line was like this, it was wrong. He was super strict about it. For all the kanjis, we had to, for the straight lines, we had to make it straight, like perfectly straight. So we got stressed out by it, and most of the students were using rulers to write kanjis. Like all of the kanjis. You remember the other ones, like kuchi? There's a kanji called kuchi. It's basically 4 lines making a square shape. Even that one, he was strict about it. So we were using rulers. But yeah. Thanks to him though, my handwriting, I'm confident that I can say that it's not the best of course, but it's on the better side. ね、これいつも博士が言うんですけど、博士が小学3年生の時の先生がめっちゃ厳しくって、 漢字の線がそのちょっと曲がってたりしたらダメだと。本当お手本通りの字は書かないといけなくて、跳ね払いはもちろんちゃんと書かないといけないんだけど、1とかそれ以外のやつでちょっとなんか曲がっちゃったりする。例えばこれも2ちょっと曲がってるじゃん。これも正しくはないっていうので、本当ペケされてるぐらいの先生だったのね。だからクラスの人たちもう全員ちょっとできなくって、みんな内緒で定規使ってたっていう。もう漢字書くときは定規で漢字を書くっていう記憶がありますね。博士課もそうやってやってました。稀にいるよね。そんな先生でした。博士課小学3年生の時の先生は。でもおかげさまで博士課の字はなんだろう、その平均として比べたら綺麗な方の字になってるかなと思いますね。本当におかげさまで。Are we gonna learn Daiji? I don't have plans to teach you guys Daiji because it's not used in daily lives anymore. So next one, 1, 2, 3. It was lines. 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. So is 4 line like 4 lines? No, it's not. I'm sorry. I had to show you guys this one. Hi, this is 4. It has 5 strokes, but it's 4. そう、本当にその先生のおかげで、特にiPad は正直博士課苦手なんだけど、過去ね、iPad でやってるんだけど、めっちゃ苦手なのね。特に博士課このフィルム剥がれてて、真ん中剥がれてるの、これ周りついててだけど普通に紙に書くときは結構得意な方だと思います。かといってでも硬質習ってたわけじゃないから超綺麗なわけではないんだけど、でも比較的綺麗だと思います、先生のおかげで。So yes, it's you go straight and then you make this one. Then you want to go a little bit curved, just a tiny bit. And then you want to match this dot to this dot, to this section to this section. Like that. And then you have to close it. That's how you write 4 in kanji. Next is 5. Wait, so is there gonna be more strokes? Nope, 5 is this. 4 was more complicated, isn't it? It's 4 strokes to write 5. I don't know why, but this is 5. Hi, こちらが5でございます。So 5, we start from the top. You go this way, a little bit tilted. You want to do this and make a longer line. That doesn't have to be that long actually, but a little bit longer. This is cool.ね、意味がわからないよね。博士課これもね、ずっと分かってない。なんで画数が4が5で5が4なんだとはずっと思ってるけど。So now, we know how to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! Easy, right? Maybe not 4 and 5, but 1 and 2 and 3 are easy. 1 to 3, I'm pretty sure you guys mastered it already and you guys could write it. 1, 2, 3, it's easy. For 5, you might want to practice, but Mahjong is actually a good way to learn kanji for now. Yeah, you're right! Mahjong will really help. Yes, 4 looks like a square, right? But there's inside the square. So, like, there's a square, right? But inside the square, there's a little curve and whatever you call this. This shape. So it's curve, and this shape in the square. That's 4. Next one. Following 6 number 6 it's 6 how do you write 6はですねこうでございます。So this is 6。これが6です。わからないよね。なんでこれが6に見えるのかは全くわからないんですけど、比較的簡単だと思います。So this should be easier compared to the other ones. なんかそう大事っていうらしいんですけど、その昔の漢数字はそれに基づいてるんだろうけど、4とかは全く違うやん。4とかはもう全く違うところから引っ張ってきたなって感じがしますよね。Yeah, not bad to rate 6, right? Next is 7. 続いて7でございます。This is 7. 2 strokes. Though personally, I think 7 is one of the hardest for balance-wise. これはね、バランス的に一番難しいかなと思います。まっすぐじゃないんですよ。The key point is this is not straight line. This is not straight actually. If you take a close look, it goes a little bit. It faces up a little bit. And you bring it down like this. So, balance-wise, it's personally a little bit harder than the others. 個人的に7はバランスがちょっと難しいから綺麗に書こうと思うと難しい字だなって思いますね。8 is easy, really easy. 8です。8はまあ末広がりを意識したら for 8 imagine there's a triangle in the middle, then the balance is good. That's how you write it. And since it's spreading, it's getting wider and wider, right? In between here. It's getting wider. We call it 末広がり. And it's a good look. So 8 is known to be like a good luck symbol. 8はね、縁起がいいですからね。先生、why does sometimes 5 have an extra thing to the 5? Okay, let's go back then. So 5, you're asking for mahjong tiles, you might see this. Right? This is an old kanji. This is an old way to write it. It's just an old way to write it. So modern is this. This is the modern. Okay, going back to the 6 and 7s. 6とかに戻りますか。So we did 6, 7, 8. Next is 9. 9 is also easy. Balance-wise, it might be hard. Hi, 9でございます。So this is 9. ちょっと直すか。こうですね。これの方がもっといいですね、見た目。見た目を気にしちゃった。So yes, this is 9. These are all the shapes that you won't see in English. But this is one stroke. Okay? ここの部分は一画でもちろんスッて書きましょう。This is one stroke. Q. Yeah, it looks like a lowercase n, just that it has to be like this. So if here is round, it's of course you can read it, but if you want to write it more neat and correct, the key point I'll say is that you tilt it. This is like a curve, and you stop it here once, and then you bring it down, and this part goes up. But this is like a... So yeah, this is a curve, and this is not a curve. So those will be the point when it comes to writing 9. Ugh! There we go. Yeah, it's a clip song. Thank you for the super chat. I'm learning a lot from this series. Thanks, Yuri. No, thank you too for being a wonderful student. So yeah, it's sharp here, and curve here, curve for this one too. Next 10, no, the last one kinda. 10 is easy, okay? So that's not good. 10 is this. はい、これが10です。It's like plus mark, just that it's a little bit longer than plus mark. プラスよりかはまあちょっと長いかなっていう気がする。A little bit longer than plus mark. Because plus is around this size, right? But this is 10. 10. Very easy to write. Just write plus bigger and vertically a little bit longer. Then it's 10. So should be easy, even for balance wise. 0, I wrote this in blue because you don't need to memorize this yet, since the kanji is a little bit too difficult for beginners. 0はね、なんだろう、日本語を学んでます初めてですって人には難しすぎるかなと思うので、特に入れてないんですけど、これですね。ちょっと気に食わないから書き直していい。Sorry, I don't like the handwriting, so I'm gonna rewrite it. これです、0が。So that's 0. You might also see this version, but it's the same. これもね、見るかもしれないですけど、一緒でございますので。It's the same. This is like the modern way to write it. But you don't need to know this for now. これは今はまだ知らなくていいです。you don't need to know this for now. Like, if you know how to read it, it's okay. But not this concept. Like how to read 0. ね、0をどうやって言うかね。これの読み方がこれだよって分かってればもう満点です。Is it okay to write? Okay, so for the kanji, so for example, you want to write like 20, right? You can write 20 like this. That was a really bad writing, but like 20, right? Because it's ni plus 10. And if you really want to write the 0 but don't want to write this kanji, like 2024, you might see this. You might see flat, like a little bit flatter than O shape. This is also 0, and it's okay to write it like this. But this is the correct way to write 0 in kanji, just that you don't need to know yet. how to write kanjis from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 0 but you don't need to memorize the 0 so up to 10まあ2025だな。ほんとじゃん2024だったわまだ。博士館の中ではまだ2024ですよね。怖いな。ほんとじゃん。So next, up to 19 we're gonna practice this. これを19ぐらいまで練習します。みんなでね。So 11、11。11はなんだこれは OK, thank you 11 It's 10, 1 11 12 is 10 plus 2 12日本語的には例そう例も一応さっき書いてあったと思います0例まあ例が正しいからまあ0とも読んでいいからね名探偵コナンは0と見ますからだから歴史的なことは0でしたね歴史的なものの方はめっちゃ悪い例だったね今で13 10増とかっていうのはねまた別の話ですけどややこしすぎると思うんですよね重曹か重曹本町だっけSo yeah, this is 13, 13 14, it's the same again, it's 10 It's 10 plus 4 Not actually adding it up, but you know 10, 4 14 So this one is 13 Okay? 13 is 13. I said something extra. Ignore that, please. I was talking about specific place stats that you write 13 and read as something else. But it's 13. That's the name of the area. So don't worry about it. I was just talking in Japanese as a side note. ごめんね。中途半端に100しかが重曹とかって言っちゃったから聞き取れた人が何今のって驚かせちゃった。ごめん。本当に気にしないでくれ。本当に気にしないでくれ。本当に違うんだ。本当に覚えなくていいから。No, and so, no, it's 13, 14. We can also say juicy for this one. But for 13, it's 13, 3, right? 14, 14. 14. Next is 15, 15. Again, it's the same thing. You just need to write like this. 15. 盗んだバイクで走り出したくなるのも15の夜ですね。15です。そして16、16。16です。ちなみに博士がこの字だったら普通に跳ねられてますね。小学校の時の先生には小3の時の先生がダメって言われてますね。中心が揃ってないからって。By the way, this handwriting, if my third grade teacher was watching this, he would tell me to write again because the balance is not good. おトニーさん、thank you so much. ありがとう。 本当にね、泣きながら感じ合ってた記憶がありますね。17! Why does it say 18 there? Oh wait, this is up. Let me flip this thing. ちょっと待って、何が起きてる？ Wait. I'm not used to using this. How do I move this thing? I don't want to make it bigger! How do I move this? Okay. I don't want to make it bigger. I just want to move it around. It gets bigger! どうやってこれ動かすの？難しすぎるんですけど、これ。There we go! And then, I circle this again. It gets bigger! No, I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna make it smaller. Here we go! Oh, fixed. Control Z. I'm using an iPad. I don't have Control Z right now. So 17, 17, 17, 17, 17ですね。This is 17. そして18, 18. It's always the 10 first. And then there's 8. 8でございます。読み方がたくさんあってもわかんないや。難しいよね。18. And 19, 19, 19. 19. はい、ということで。Linguist-san, thank you very much for coming by. Thank you very much for helping me out. Time for going to sleep. Good night, right? Good night. So now we did. You guys know how to write from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. みんな書けますね。そして6、7、8、9、10. And 11、12、13、14、15、16。16ずれてるってことに気づいた。I'll bring this down. How do I bring this down? Why does it... じゃ動かせない。動かせれない。あ、待って。だからじゃね？消しゴムしか選択できない。16 Fix. And then there's 17, 18, 19. Can you pronounce 17? 17. 17. So next. It's 20 to 90. And again, it's basically the same. To 10. And that's 20. 3, 10. And that's 30. 4, 10. And that's 40. 5, 10. And that's 50. 50. 6, 10. And it's 60. 7, 10. And that's 70. なんかゲシュタルト崩壊してきて、なんか何も分かんなくなってるから、私が 間違い始めるかもしれないですね。8, 10 and this is 80, 80, 80 9, 10 and it's 90. So this is how 20 to 90 looks like. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Honestly, 10ですね、大事なのは。Okay, then let's go to bigger numbers, right? We just did this today. 100、1000、万、10万。どうやって書くんでしょうかっていうので、So 100, starting off with 100. This one, since it's not 10 anymore, right? It's another kanji. Gotta rewrite it as this. 100ですね。So this is 100. I start with the side line. A little bit curved. Go straight down. Make like a square. That was a bad line. Square. Line in the middle. Line in the middle. And you want to close the square. 100. 100ですね。1000の方が100より簡単な気がするな。ちょっと真ん中の線を一応意識しようか。1000 This is 1000 1000なんで消えた？ Why did it disappear? 1000です。長すぎるな。1000 So you want to write a katakana no at the top, and then one horizontal line, and you go straight down. 1000. So it's like katakana no side line, vertical line. 1000. That's 1000. Man. Man, you want to write a side line, but you can go a little bit to, like, you know, facing upright, and then you write this thing. I don't know what this thing is. You want to connect these two with a no again. This is man. こちらがmanでございます。10K man. Man ですね。So side line, this thing, like hook, and no. これはmanです。満足。こうですね。And this is still the easier one. And don't worry, I won't be writing oku and the others, like millions, trillions, but it's not on the homework because that's too much of kanji. 続いて10万です。10万 is 10万. Remember, Japanese always, there's 10 first and then there's man. So there's man and there's 10. Always follows the pattern. 10万. Next I'll say is a little bit more harder. これの方が難しいかなと思いますね。100万. So this is the same, right? We just have to combine two kanjis that we just learned. 100 and 万。100万。これが100万でございます。So this is the 100. I should do the wavy one for 100. 100. And this is the man. So 100万. 1 million. 1 million. 100万. Next is 1000万. 10 million. So, this means 1？ E は1なので1と書きます。1と書きますね。横棒にしちゃった。I made it like straight line. Whatever, I'm gonna leave it like that for now. And sen? And sen. Man? Is this? これで1000万。So this is 1000万。Did you see different number for Haku yet? We haven't done that today. I'm gonna make like a another sheet for you guys that you so you can practice it as like an extra thing later on today or like before next class. I didn't exactly cover in the slides because you know the 300, 600, 800 thing. It's too much to put in a slide. So 1000万. 1 is the 1億. This one you don't have to, but I want to show you guys how it look like because you might see it. So 1 is 1, right? This is 1. 1. 1. This is the 1 part. これが1でしょ？次が億ですね。これが億です。億。1億ですね。ちょっと漢字が気に食わないんですけど。If you want to know how to write it, you start with a no and a straight line. We call this ninben. And then after that, it will be a kanji standing. This kanji represents standing, the top one, by the way. And there's a kanji day, and there's your heart. And this is 1億。これが億っていう字でございます。So this is 億。So combining these two will be 1億。100 million. Trillion. 超ですね。And once again, い is 1? 1兆 is kind of hard to say. So rather than saying the T, it's like Californian. 1兆. You drop it. And for the small 2. Replace it with a small 2, so this is once again 1. これ1ですね。超です。超はこうやってちょっと下手ですね。Sorry, my handwriting's not good. 太いかもしれない。It might be too thick, this pen. I'm like purposely setting it thick so it's easier for you guys to see. みんな見やすいように太くしてるんだけど、太すぎて書きづらいかもしれない。I'm gonna make it a little bit thin. Pardon me. ちっちゃい。ちょっと待って。書き慣れてなさすぎる。はい。超です。This is not a perfect kanji right now. Sorry. もっとダイナミックに書いた方が超書きやすい。This looks better. But this is the 超 part. You don't really need to memorize this one, like how to write it. But this is 超。これが超っていう字ですね。So that's how you write, starting off from 100, 100, 1000, 万、10万、100、1000、万、10万、to 100万、1000万、1億、1兆。イエーイ！Yay! And I will upload the practice sheets, but let me show you how it's gonna look like. みんなにお見せしましょう。どのようになってるのか。practice sheet が。 So today's homework gonna look like this. So start with write the Romaji and hiragana. If you see a correction line, I don't see it right now, but sometimes it appears. I don't know why. If it's on the PDF that I'll upload later on, sorry about it. Because it's again, Romaji is not English, so they think I spelled it wrong. So yeah, I mean, write it in hiragana, from Romaji to hiragana. And there's match the numbers to Japanese, so you have to match 100 to 1 trillion for the Japanese reading. And after that, there's gonna be the kanji practice for 1 up to 10, and 100,000 and month. I left it there because oku cho is just not real. Like Japanese also doesn't learn it up until like 4th or 5th grade, I think, if I remember correctly. So I wanted to keep it for the easier kanjis for now. And from this one, since it's kanji, there's writing order. So we say kakijun. There's an order to write it. And if you zoom in, you will see it here, right? Let's do like 4, for example. You'll see the writing orders here. これね、書き順も書き加えました。So, the first one is the example. The second one, and the third, fourth one, fifth one, the lighter gray ones are the ones that you can trace. So, the second one, the light gray second one, will have the following, the writing orders. You just trace that. Since number 1, the first line starts here, you go down. Second line says you go this way, right? So, you go this way. It's hard tracing my own handwriting. And the third one tells you to curve here, so you curve it. Fourth one tells you to curve, but connect those two, and you do it. The fifth one is here, and there you go. So, there's gonna be writing orders, and I wanted to show you guys that because I know I had a feeling that some of you guys might ask what it is. It's just the writing orders. To be honest, you don't have to exactly follow it. Not every single Japanese follows the writing order. Just that it's better if you follow it because it'll be easier for you to write it. And the balance will look better if you follow the writing orders. And by the way, after you trace these, so these are for the tracing, right? Trace. After that, you can continue practicing here. Like 4, 4, and you just keep doing it until you memorize it. Like 4. Okay? This is a really quick writing of me handwriting, so it's really bad right now, but pardon me. You keep doing it till the end of the page. And there's also the following orders, the writing orders for all of the kanjis I wrote today for the practice sheet. So mine, it's like you go horizontal first, and then you write this hook shape thing, and you curve. So yay, you'll know the writing orders and you'll be able to write it at the end of the practice. Yay! 書き順も加えましたね、今回。そんな感じで、課題はこんな感じになっておりますので、This will be uploaded after the class finishes. On the Face Connect official community Discord server under the Yuri Nerdherds, there's a thread called Shin Japanese Lesson Homeworks, and over there I'll be uploading it. And feel free to download from there and use it. Just don't, of course, repost it somewhere. I haven't wrote that anywhere yet, but don't, of course, repost it. And copyright belongs to me. There's no such thing as copyright right now. I don't think so. Well, maybe there might be because I published it online. But yeah. The copyright belongs to me. Don't resell, of course, but I think like the kanji practice, my handwriting, of course, is not like as good as the textbook's handwriting. That's what the textbook shows you. But I had to write it on my own because the kanji practices, it's published by some kind of like publisher, right? And there's copyright, so I couldn't use it on stream, of course. So I had to make it on my own, and that's the reason I'm making it on my own right now. But yay! I wanted to explain that, and we reached the end for today's lesson. Yay! 今日の授業はなんと以上でございます。Will the series continue? Yeah, this is the third class. Shin Japanese class 03. Next week will be 04, and there's gonna be like continuing probably a bit. We are gonna continue this. We already done 01, 02 already, and this is the third class lesson of the series. ということで、以上で本日の授業はおしまいとさせていただきます。かはーですね。はい、ということで、挨拶しますか。友達くり、起立、気をつけ。ありがとうございました。着席しなくていいけど、終わりの時は。I can't bring you guys back. ということで、読んでいきたいと思います。I'd like to start reading the super. お疲れ様です。ありがとうございます。スパ。サイクロンさん、Thank you! ありがとうございます。Thank you for the 1, 2, 2 super chats. ありがとう。そして、Mr. Sonobu さん、Thank you for the super chat. And Victor さん、Thank you for continuing. And 10128507 さん、Thank you for the super chat. And Yanta Clip さん、Thank you for the super chat. ありがとう。はい、ということで、streams, next stream, I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's gonna be as usual. I will be, seeing you guys on Thursday PSC, and Friday PSC, Saturday PSC, it's the same. So, Friday! The changes, Dangan Lompa, I will be continuing on Friday, because I can do longer streams on, not Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's Saturday PSC. Saturday PSC is gonna be the game, the others are gonna be something else. Sunday is Japanese class, Thursday, Friday, it's gonna be some sort of yapping, probably. And yeah, そんな感じでございます。日本時間また金曜日かな、次なんですけど、弾丸論破は日本時間日曜日に続きあります。太平洋時間土曜日が一番長く配信できるので、日本時間日曜日かな、日曜日に弾丸論破があって、日本語の時期はいつも通り日本時間月曜日ですね。そんな感じとなっております。お疲れ様、ありがとうございます。本当にすみません、ありがとうございます。あれっすよ、本当に弾丸論破が面白かった。今プロローグ終わったぐらいなんで面白かったんだけど、ボリューミーなゲームなのね。マジ何にも知らずに遊んでたから長編だっていうのを知らなかったわ。ゲームが長いゲームだっていう事前情報もなしに遊んでて、あれこれもしかして長いって気づいたんだよね、途中で。本当に何も知らずにやってるからね、弾丸論破。面白いぐらいに何も知らない。ここまで逆に知らずに過ごせてたのかっていうぐらいに知らずに過ごせてますね。そもそも人がまず亡くなるってこと自体知らなかった。それは Steam ページでネタバレされたから知ってるんだけど。サンクさん Thank you for the super chat. ありがとう Thank you ありがとうございます Thank you。 ありがとうございます Thank you too。 はい、ということで他なんかあったっけ？ Anything else that I should? I can't really think of it. If I have, I will let you guys know on Twitter. If I remember, I will let you guys know on YouTube community as well. I don't think I have anything for today. Really, I think that's it. なんか以上の気がする今日は。アナウンスもないし、I don't have any announcement. What if I say I have an announcement, even if I don't? Should I make an announcement? Should I make an announcement? Um, um, um. Seriously, I don't have anything from my side. 30k. Oh yeah, right. 30k soon. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to everyone who's spreading words about me. Okay, the way I said it doesn't really sound like I'm a VTuber anymore. Yeah, thank you everyone for the warm support, and I see many clips of me recently, and I'm so happy seeing it. Thank you so much for the efforts and everything that you guys put onto it. Clippers-san tachi, every single Clippers, I really appreciate you all. And people who subscribes me, people who follows me, thank you so much. And people who doesn't subscribe but watches me, thank you as well, because that's actually kind of nice for the algorithm. Though I really appreciate if you subscribe, because it, you know, I'm not really good at numbers, especially bigger numbers. I really don't understand it at all, the concept of it. Like, really, I can't sometimes even understand what 1,000 is, because I've never seen 1,000 people in my life. Like, I pretty much have seen it somewhere, but I've never seen like 1,000 people gathering at one space in my life. So, you know, like in one single room. So I can't really like imagine how big the number is, but I know it's a big number, and seeing the number actually motivates me too. So I really appreciate and want you guys to know that I love you all. For the people who watches me, subscribes me, and comments, clips, draws illustration, I love you all. Even if you're a lurker, you're watching me, I love you. Archive watcher, I love you and appreciate you, because Archive watcher, you guys are watching ads. Thank you. If you're YouTube Premium, thank you. Just being YouTube Premium and watching me, I give like a tiny cut of it, so thank you. That's how YouTube works. I'm not supposed to. You guys will know. It's okay. YouTube won't ban me. Just that. If you don't know me, if you're not watching this, if you've never seen me before, hi, hello. Hi, hello. Hello to the people out there. ね、もう少し3枚ということでありがとうございます。本当に皆様のおかげで。すごいサブス、おいおい、登録してくれたじゃねえか、今。Wait, people subscribe just now and my battery is low. People subscribe just now. I saw the number go up now. Hey. Thank you so much. 言ってみるもんなのか、登録ねしてくれると嬉しいって言ってみるもんなのか。So it's actually worth saying? Please subscribe. I know YouTubers say at the end of the stream. I should say it too then. YouTuber たち言ってたのってそういうことだったのか。ありがとうございます。本当にチャンネル登録してくださってる皆様、見てくださったり皆様、コメントしてくださったり皆様、切り抜き作ってくださったり皆様、イラストを描いてくださってる皆様、リプライくださってるくださってリプライしてくださってる皆様、本当ありがとうございます。ちょっと難しいな、喋れなくなってくる徐々にね。皆様のおかげで博士課はね日々活動できておりますので、博士課大きい数字得意じゃないって話何回かしてると思うんだけど、例えば1000とか1万とか言われたら正直ピンとは来ないのね。1万人の人をなんか部屋で集まってるの見たことがあるわけではないから、一つの部屋にね 1LDK で1万人詰め込んだことないからさ、わかんないんだけど、詰め込めないだろうけど、だけどでもやっぱり数字で見えるっていうのはすごい自分にとってなんだろう、その分かりやすい指標にはなるわけですよ。やっぱり分かりやすい指標があるとモチベーションにつながりやすいので、新しい根本じゃないよなので、本当に今チャンネル登録者数がね伸びてたりするのはすごく嬉しいです。本当にありがとうございます。皆様のおかげでございますので、本当にね、見てくださってる皆様、本当にアーカイブでもね、いや普段はコメントしないけどってくださって見てくださってる皆さんみんなね本当に感謝しておりますし、好きでございます。お納めください、この愛情を収めてくれたらちょっと 1LDK 貸し切って1万人詰めてみるわ ちょっとあれだね、2万9700人見てくださってる、チャンネル登録してくださってるから詰め込むわ、1LDK に。愛情だからこれ。はい、といった冗談はさておきね。So yeah, see you guys next week and the following lesson. Oh, where did I write it out? I have like a plan. I planned out the thing. Where? どこ行った？ Wait, where did it go? No. どこ行った？マジでどこ行った？授業プランを書き出してあるはずなんだ。これか？これじゃない。これか？これじゃない。これか？これじゃない。はい、消えました。はい、喜んで。あった。So next week, I will be teaching you guys. Oh, this is a fun topic. The name of some like objects and products, how you call them, and how to count them. Not every single items, because that's so many, too much. But some basics of how to count items. Because in Japanese, the units changes. So like phone, pen, paper, it's all different. The way we count it. So, we're gonna be counting items and things next week. 来週はですね、結構大変でございますよ。周りのものの名前とかであったり、物の数え方を教えていきます。物の数え方めっちゃ大変ですので、日本語は。そういうのをね、教えていければなと思います。全部じゃないけど、ちょっとできる限りはね。はい、といったところで、以上で本日の授業兼配信とさせていただきます。So that'll be all for today's lesson/ stream. I was about to say class, which is the same thing as lesson. So stream. ね。それでは皆さん、お疲れ様でした。おつしか。バイバーイ。チャンネル登録よろしくね。言ってくことにするわ。Okay, so I will be always saying this. Please subscribe. Appreciate subscribing. I don't know. I can't be a YouTuber. What does YouTuber say? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the subscribe button and follow me on X, Twitter. チャンネル登録そして Twitter フォローよろしくお願いします。Like button and the notification bell as well. そうだ、そこだ。あといいねもね。YouTuber になれない博士か。YouTuber に俺はなる。いつかね、スムーズにこれ言えるように頑張ります。So yeah, my goal will be saying that smoothly. Being able to sound like a YouTuber.